Hello and welcome to the program. Well, on my Sports World program this week, what I want to try to do is to bring you into the world of international motor rallying. Now, it's just after 3:30 in the morning, and here we are in Kilkenny at the New Park Hotel. It's a misty morning, as you can probably see, but already...
Hear from you again. Bye. Well, the position as it stands, up to 11 official results have Desi McCartney leading, but after 13 it was
Billy, what was it like in the Sally Gap?
Very awful.
Now, what about the fog? Did it affect you in any way?
It wasn't.
Sorry? You think you are in the lead, yeah? But is it a pressure, having been the winner last year, to be expected to do it again and going off number one?
Yeah, I suppose it is a pressure, and then running at the front of the field is always a worry that you come on something unexpected and you'll be the first car to find it, you know, see, this is the problem.
Phil Coulter and also Cathal Curley. Cathal, having your breakfast now after, what, 13 and a half hours on the road, how do you feel?
Yeah, to cope with it in a reasonable manner, but at the moment I don't see anyone catching Billy.
And here's Billy Coleman in his Ford Escort just outside Clonmel in the place called Hidden Inn. Seven in the morning, and Ingo Walfridson in a Lancia Stratus, also just outside Clonmel. First Carrera on this morning hillside here just outside Clonmel called Hidden Inn. At 7:32, Cathal Curley, should I say, in a Porsche Carrera.
Fit out again, we'll put it in the one, fit out.
The private engine was concerned, all right, you know, quite happy.
When was the last one you competed?
1962.
And what did you drive then?
Sport.
You like the sport?
Yeah.
Fine. Can I ask you why you come here?
Billy's a neighbour of mine, and I support him.
No, I don't. What do you work at? Bank official. And why do you do this? What kind of kick do you get out of it?
Satisfaction if it goes well.
Never get annoyed? Take you fellas to change a gearbox?
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
How long would it take if I put it into my garage to have it done?
A couple of hours.
And the rest? A couple of days, maybe?
Would be it. Would depend.
Come down a long straight on off the hill into a right and up into a straight shot.
Well, it depends on how the car is running, and we'll make out a list if there's anything going wrong, and there's a lot of it's just routine. There's a routine, and there's just where service points will be, and there's just a liaison between.
Down there, who's the co-driver of Per Inge Walfridson, the driver of that extraordinary car, the Lancia Stratus, and he's talking with Donald O'Sullivan.
Puts you in the lead on 105.38.
John, can I interrupt you just for a second? Where do you stand now in relation to Billy?
Us, we are fourth.
What kind of drive have you had so far?
Well, very eventful.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we have had shock absorber trouble, brake pipe trouble, the door almost fell off, my stopwatch packed up.
Just about the lot.
Yes, and they're not Per's not happy about the car. In fact, I've just driven it down here, and it's a bit like driving an old pig, really. It's so stiff to handle, and he doesn't. So precise, it's rather like driving a racing car, so you give it a little turn and suddenly the things actually dive to the right, whereas
All down hill.
And I'm standing in the Parc Ferme in Killarney. That means the area where the cars, in fact, are sealed in overnight. The drivers are now setting off for another day's hard driving, and in fact, Billy Coleman is around here. He's just about to go off. Billy, nice to see you. Now, what have you got up your sleeve for today?
Just keeping the pressure up and hope to pull out of the up to 3 or 4 minutes if we can do it, because it's a very long section tomorrow up to the finish. So I think today is the time to pull out a good lead if we can do that.
There's some story, in fact, about a wheel change or a tyre change coming up for you.
Yeah, we're going to a different size of wheel today now, which I think will be better.
And Main. And up over this hill very shortly now will come the cars in the Circuit of Ireland Rally, and they'll be bucking and leaping and heaving their way up here. I can't wait to see exactly what's going to happen.
Watch it, Michael.
Kerry, we've come down now here and it's misting and raining down here in West Cork. We are in fact just above Glengarriff and another stage on the way. So let's find out from some of the drivers how exactly they're doing.
Oh, the handling is good, but on very bad roads it's a little bit difficult because it...
And
They're a mixture of roads actually. There's some fabulous smooth roads, but then they've put in these very bumpy ones as well, which are very hard on the car. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make up a bit of time on the smoother bits and preserve the car and the rougher bits.
what about the mist that we...
Oh, it's a bit noisy.
Do you have any idea at any stage where you're lying in the rally?
Well, we always try and compare times with others, but sometimes it's quite difficult.
Are these damp conditions going to affect you now, do you think?
Going to slow us down, I would say.
Slow you down?
I think
Okay,
so.
you're coming up to your time.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
One are lost on the special event stages or the speed sections. There are 120 of them in this particular rally, and that means 120 chronometers in operation. So 100. Liam, I give them a bit of warning, mark their cards before they go, and count them down to the start. Do you get to see much of the rally yourself? Very, very little. Does this cheese you off? Not in the least. It's good fun. You do it voluntarily every year, do you? Yes, indeed. And will you time?
And an accident is possible at any time.
Do the regulations forbid you not wearing one?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If you don't have a helmet, you don't start.
And that applies to your co-driver also?
Yeah.
What would happen if, in fact, you took off your helmet at any stage and you were seen without wearing it?
Well, I think technically you can be disqualified. But I think that also you find that it gives you the secure feeling in the car, and I think you'll probably drive harder as a
About 3.5, 4 minutes in front of us, and I think Russell's third, catching up rapidly, 2 minutes, something like that behind.
Well, now we're at the Ballochbeamer stage, and that's near Kenmare. We found the pace pretty hectic to keep up with them. What we are going to try to do, in fact, is to get into Killarney and see the drive-in and see whether Billy Coleman has, in fact, consolidated the lead that he was talking about earlier on, and which he has held right. From here on in, what, about 24 more hours of actual driving to go?
I think Billy Coleman is going to go fairly rapidly in the morning on the first 6 or 8 stages. I think he's going to extend his lead to somewhere in the region of about 6 minutes. He's already almost 4.5 minutes ahead, which is a great credit to Billy. I think he's going to extend it to about 6 minutes tomorrow morning, and then I think he's going to...
I think to a fella saying that about you.
Well, today I think I've been driving fairly near to my own limits of capability. And we had a fair amount of pressure on us going out this morning, and I thought it was the only way to go. And just everything just clicked in the car, and the car went beautifully. And it's just one of those days when everything worked.
Just at the right time, it all... Well, this is it. This is Billy Coleman's car. This is the car in which, over this weekend, he's become the king of the kingdom of Kerry, of course, and he's been driving superbly down here. And it brings us really to the end of our look at a day in the life of a rally driver. Another one coming in, one of the tail enders. But my own impressions, well, I've been absolutely fascinated by it. I've been terrified at times, and I now feel totally exhausted.